It started with a poem. I found it on a walk in the evening after an argument with my parents. I was finally alone, and I was grateful. I needed this. My parents did not want me to go out. They wanted me to be lectured. I didn't need their shit. I was finally with only me. I walked down an older road that led to a hiking trail in the mountains. I didn't see the small piece of paper until I made it to the trail. It was yellowed in a way the paper should not have been, without someone noticing it. It was stained and aged. I picked it up in my situation of freedom and read, "He who comes to see the sights, he whose being is a might. No one knows when he follows, leading the young to the hollows." I almost laughed when I read the phrases printed. It was just a bunch of meaningless phrases that meant nothing to me. 1 month later I was out again, this time much later at night. It had become a routine for me. Each time I stepped further into the woods, to the oblivion inside, I had no idea why I was going, but I did. I eventually found the piece of the poem in my room and consulted it. It seemed kind of weird that it was like my situation. At midnight the next night, I took my secret walk into the forest and idled there as I searched into the night for he. At first I saw nothing. Then, at 3 AM, I saw something. In the non-navigatable bush to the west there was a pair of large, ominous white eyes. I wasn't quite sure if they glowed or they were reflecting the light, but it was certain they lit the figure of the silhouette they belonged to. I could only see the silhouette, so most of the details remained hidden. I could tell that he was tall and had a mane of animal-like hair across his scalp. But this figure was human, or at least humanoid. I attempted to run, but had not realised that I had gone limp waist down. The only movement that occurred was the buckling of my knees. I fell and stared at the pair of eyes in the distance. My vision became clouded, and the viewing figure slowly closed his eyes. As soon as his eyelids shut, the whole forest was shrouded in darkness and I could barely see my own hands. The figure had seemingly disappeared, and I was alone. I leaned against the trunk of a tree and helplessly took large breaths. I was stuck. I had to wait until morning before anyone would come looking for me. I waited and waited. Then it happened. The eyes reopened no less than 3 feet away from me. My blood froze and my heart stopped. Its eyes met mine and it grabbed my shirt and breathed heavily. Noxious fumes rolled out of its mouth and my vision faded. He watches. It eagerly stared as I passed.
He who comes to see the sights, he whose being is a might. No one knows when he follows, leading the young to the hollows.